Straight ahead, weather delays for the Bosnian peacekeeping mission, new homes for needy Houstonians, and a safe place for exotic animals in South Texas. See you at 10.
Zales sells more diamonds than any jeweler in the country. We also sell lots of 1-carat diamond bridal rings. Your choice, just $9.99. All you have to say is, I do. Zales, the diamond bridal store.
You build a razor with a precision groove to help the Norelco lift and cut system shave closer than ever before. And what do you get? The Norelco razor, our closest shave ever.
Jack Lemmon, Gina Davis, Kathy Lee Gifford, Aaron Neville, Howard Stern, and more this week on The Late Show with David Letterman. Now, your local news.
I'm Terrence Jackson. Coming up, a bomb scare tonight at a Kroger in northwest Harris County. The store is evacuated.
In Oklahoma City tonight, people are outraged over a bachelor calendar tied to the tragic bombing. And a safe Texas home for some exotic monkeys. I'm Sandra Ginn. The news is next.
You've been holding back all year. Isn't it about time you did something good for yourself? Like stopping by your Chevy Geo dealer during the year-end countdown and getting low 4.9% APR financing or an affordable smart buy on this fabulous Chevy Lumina. It includes great features like their standard dual airbags, room for 6 adults, and powerful V6. And that's just for starters. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can enjoy today. Chevy's year-end countdown ends January 8th.
If you need a special toy for a big kid, come to the Home Depot, the toy store for big kids. With our low price guarantee on gifts they really want. Like skill power tools for tough jobs. You'll find them at an everyday low price. Or Husky's 101-piece mechanics tool set, just $48 every day. At the toy store for big kids. Home Depot.
Here are tonight's winning Texas Lotto numbers. Good luck.
From KHOU-TV Houston, the spirit of Texas, this is 11 News with Jerome Gray, Sandra Ginn, Kathie Turner with weather, and Matt Musil on sports. 11 News at 10.
A scare for shoppers in northwest Harris County tonight. A grocery store is evacuated after a bomb threat. Good evening, everyone. Jerome Gray has the night off. Terrence Jackson joins us. Authorities have recovered 2 devices from the store in the bomb scare.
11 News reporter Janice Williamson joins us from the Kroger store on West Montgomery Road with more. Janice?
Terrence and Sandra, as you can imagine, the store behind me is still closed. That's because authorities have decided to call in bomb-sniffing dogs. They want those animals to go through the store and make sure there are no more devices. Now, a bomb squad has already searched the entire store. They found 2 devices, which they are describing as hoax devices. Now, this all started with a telephone call to the store about 3 hours ago.
15 this evening, an unknown caller called the manager of the Kroger's located behind me and advised him there were some explosive devices in the store, and it was a robbery attempt, we believe.
Now you can see the video of the bomb squad leaving the Kroger's here with the 2 hoax devices that they removed. There was a report that the caller said there were as many as 6. They only found 2, and again, they are hoax devices. Authorities believe that it was a robbery attempt because a ransom note was found near one of the devices. Now, as Terrence has already said, this store is still evacuated. No one has been hurt, and at this point, they're just waiting for those bomb-sniffing dogs just to make sure there's nothing else in that store. Sandra and Terrence.
Okay, Janice Williamson reporting live. Thank you very much.
For the second time in less than a month, the federal government has been forced into a partial shutdown. The reason, you've heard it before, Democrats and Republicans can't seem to agree on how to balance the budget. The jobs of federal employees won't be affected until Monday, but some tourists are already being impacted. Frank Bond reports.
Why did the government shut down? There's just no money. Why? Because there's no money. Well, they need to balance the budget. And when they balance the budget, they can open all the stuff again. They don't have money.
Like Cindy Lou Who, children visiting the nation's capital learned there really is a Grinch.
Each of the different state trees has ornaments that's either from its state or represents industry in that state. And unfortunately, because of the government shutdown, we can't go through tonight.
But just who's responsible for the Grinch that shut down D.C. depends on whom you ask.
If it's going to hurt all the old people with what they're trying to do, I think I'm with Clinton on that.
Really, I think they should just come to some kind of agreement and open up, you know. Not only for the, I think it's for the sake of children, you know, tourists that come in to see this, people who fly all the way in. For example, my niece, she flew in from Arizona and it's shut down.
The Vermeer exhibition was called a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and drew art lovers by the thousands each day until noon, when the closed signs went up and the revolving doors were exits only.
Building is closed.
The federal shutdown hits D.C. residents where they live. And if the budget impasse isn't resolved over the weekend, trash won't be picked up on Monday. And if the stalemate continues, garbage men won't make their rounds before Thursday.
It's just how the government works and how both sides work, Democrat, Republican. You know, it's just sad.
The Air and Space Museum offers some reason to smile. Visitors can still view the exhibits on the first floor during the shutdown because that's where the gift shop is. The museum's technically closed, but the gift shop is open because it makes money. Frank Bond for CBS News, Washington.
U.S. Housing Secretary Henry Cisneros is threatening to take away funding for the Allen Parkway project if progress isn't made soon. In a published report, Cisneros says the Houston Housing Authority has 30 days to get started. After that, he will have no other choice but to relinquish funding. Cisneros says the city has already violated several provisions, including failing to meet its September 6th deadline. Representatives of the Houston Housing Authority say they told Cisneros in advance the project would not be completed on time. They say negotiations are still underway as to how many apartments should be renovated.
Heavy fog is keeping U.S. troops from setting up a command post in Bosnia. For the third straight day, Air Force planes haven't been able to land at the Tuzla airport. The planes are trying to bring troops and equipment there so they can set up headquarters. If the weather clears up, the troops could arrive in Tuzla by tomorrow. They are the first of 20,000 heading to Bosnia as part of the NATO peacekeeping effort.
In Oklahoma tonight, they're calling it in bad taste. Residents are upset over a new calendar. It's called the Oklahoma Heroes Bachelor Calendar. In it are several firefighters and a sheriff's deputy who helped rescue victims from the bombed-out Murrah Federal Building. Some are wearing business suits and casual wear. Others are bare-chested. Families of victims are also angry the publishers used the names of the victims without permission.
It's like we're being re-victimized again.
Exactly.
And, you know, they expect us to be healing. There's no way to heal when this kind of activity is going on.
The publisher of the calendar says no matter how people feel, he still plans to sell the calendars. 2% of the proceeds will go to the Red Cross, another 2% to the Firefighters Memorial Fund.
Protests and donations have led to a new home for dozens of Japanese snow monkeys in Texas, animals that were potentially in danger. The exotic monkeys were left unprotected after the owner of the ranch where they lived in Dilley could no longer take care of them. Observers say that left the animals vulnerable to hunters and poachers. But another South Texas ranch owner stepped in to save the monkeys. They will be moved to his ranch next spring. And still to come tonight, he was headed to see relatives for the holidays, but his plane trip turned into a real adventure.
A new home for the holidays. Santa Claus comes early for some lucky new Houston homeowners. And also a lot of sports action at the Dome parking lot. If you like baseball, football, or whatever, we've got the place for you. Details as 11 News continues.
Channel 11 News is brought to you in part by Southwestern Bell Services.
Santa, honey, I was on my way home from bingo and the sleigh broke down again. I thought you were going to fix it. Anyway, please pick me up at hurry.
Get call notes installed absolutely free when you sign up right now. Call 1-800-CALL-NOTES for a better way to get your messages.
Wendy, I said, I got 3 numbers. And I went, no, I got 4. And I went, Wendy, I got 5 numbers. I got 5 numbers. Wendy, I got all 6. She said, Mom, you're lying. I do. I was just shaking, and I knocked on the door, and I went, Russell, it's Mom. I said, I won the lotto. He said, man, I don't believe it. He said, I'm going to throw up. I just couldn't believe it. How would I pick them numbers? That is $7 million. 7.7. It's really true. Mom won the lotto.
It's not unusual for airlines to send luggage to the wrong destination.
Nope. Well, sometimes the foul-up is a bit bigger than that. 13-year-old Jermika Hames got in a few extra frequent flyer miles because of one such mistake. You see, Continental Airlines' program assisting young travelers was supposed to put Hames on a flight to Tampa Bay.
When I got here, they got me at the right gate, but an early flight, and it was the wrong one. So I went to San Diego.
How was it?
Fine.
Now, the airline did put Hames up for the night in a San Diego hotel. Today, they flew him back first class here to Houston and then on to his delayed destination in Tampa.
10 happy Houston families moved into new homes today, homes they have already helped pay for with some of their own sweat. Habitat for Humanity, along with churches and sponsors, helps make small homes affordable for low-income buyers. But they also insist that the buyers help out with 300 hours of home building work.
It's my dream. It is. It's a dream, to have your own home. And it's something that I wanted, and I got it.
Nearly 90 homes have been built and sold in Houston so far. Not one has led to a foreclosure.
For some kids, being a major sports star is a dream come true. The makings for that dream are here in the parking lot of the Astrodome, whether it's slugging that big hit in the World Series or kicking a winning field goal for your favorite football team. Have we got a place for you? It's called Sports Lab, a traveling sports complex. There's virtually every sport you can think of in all of 100,000 square feet of fun. You can also learn the fundamentals of any sport from the experts. Sports Lab will run through January 21st.
And coming up tonight, Iron Mike Tyson returned to the ring to take on Buster Mathis Jr.
And the Sealy Tigers tried to claw their way to the championship game. Matt's up next with sports.
11 News is brought to you in part by Finger Furniture Company.
Hey, Ray, have you finished your Christmas shopping yet?
No, Bobby, I meant to, but I still have a ton of last-minute shopping to do.
Well, Fingers has some great last-minute gift ideas.
Like what, Bobby?
Grandfather clocks, recliners, entertainment centers, even RCA DSS satellite systems, and all with Fingers' main event savings.
That's the biggest furniture sale of the year.
And you can still get it in time for Christmas with 0% interest for 1 full year. Ray, where you going, man?
Bobby, you'll find me at your Fingers.
When you go exploring in Texas, you've got a lot of ground to cover. So you need a Ford Explorer with 4-wheel anti-lock brakes and a powerful V8. You don't have to stop where the road stops, and we didn't stop there either. We added dual airbags, backseat stereo, rear temperature controls, and side impact beams for added safety, plus a ride that feels as smooth as any luxury car. The #1 way to explore Texas is in a Ford Explorer, the best-selling sport utility, 5 years running.
Circuit breakers, check. Window heat, on. Takeoff warning horn, check. Parking brake, set. Radio's radar and transponder, set and standing by. Sunscreen, SPF 15, that's a check.
Southwest Airlines is going to Florida with low fares on every seat, every flight, every day. Florida has never been closer.
Cool shades. On.
Gentlemen, it appears our distinguished president is cheating!
Blockbuster music!
So much for tradition. He's buying his gifts.
On sale even.
Music for everyone.
Look at those accessories.
Holidays are hard work, gentlemen. With Blockbuster Music's holiday sale, it's just too easy. Shut it down! And Fat Boy has to work just like the rest of us.
Shut it down!
Blockbuster Music, it's just too easy.
And Matt's here, and before we get to the Tyson bout, we're getting on with some scores that we need to know about.
We will show that fight. Not much to show, but we will show it here in a minute. You know, every year, college football coaches from around the country come to Texas to recruit for their respective teams because Texas high school football is widely regarded as the best in the nation. And after watching today's Class 5A Division I championship game, it would be hard for anyone to argue that point. Traditional powers Odessa Permian, Converse Judson locked up in this at the Texas Stadium. Permian up 21-17 in the fourth, but Judson quarterback Guy Anderson hits tight end Wilmer Wade on this huge 3rd and 20 pass play. Winds up covering 90 yards. Judson up 24-21. Later, they extend a lead 31-21. Permian storms back. Jason Pran passes to a juggling, diving Jonathan Armendariz for the score. Permian within 3. 31-28, 3.5 minutes left. Then with a minute left, Permian with the ball again, trying to drive for another score. Judson intercepts the pass, runs out the clock. Judson wins 31-28. It's Judson's 3rd state title in the last 4 seasons. Well, it's too bad the Humboldt Wildcats didn't get extra points for their dramatic entrance today because it was pretty impressive over at San Antonio. When they played the game, San Antonio Roosevelt held the upper hand most of the way. Wildcats come out in the smoke. But then San Antonio Roosevelt takes over. Quarterback Jacob Rodriguez skirts around the left side. Roosevelt up 10-0. Short while later, this is second half action. Humboldt forced to punt. Punter Adam Key makes a critical mistake, kneels down to take the low snap. Ball is called dead right there deep in Humboldt territory. That sets up yet another Roosevelt score. They go on to win 17-7. Roosevelt moves on to the championship game, and Humboldt ends what was still a great season.
I was really proud of our defense for rising to the occasion. They kept them out of the end zone 2 or 3 times when they probably would have scored against normal teams. And I'm just proud of my kids and the effort they had. They've been doing this all year, and that's why we're where we're at is their effort.
We just didn't click like we normally did in the past. We called the right plays. Everything worked out. Plays just didn't happen like they normally do.
The Lamar Cougars were in San Marcos today taking on Corpus Christi Cal Allen in Class 4A semifinal action. Check it out. Captain Bob goes long distance with Air 11, flying out to San Marcos. Lamarck scores first. Derek Foster goes in from 1 yard out. It's 7-0 Cougars. Then after Cal Allen tied it, watch this. Derek Foster takes the pitch at his own goal line. And then, boom, he breaks off tackle. And he's off like he's shot out of a cannon. Goes 94 yards officially for the score. Lamarck up 14-13 at the half. Foster goes for 368 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Lamarck wins 32-21. Lamarck plays Denison for the Class 4A title next weekend.
We felt like going in that they had our schedule, they'd be 14-0. We had their schedule, be 14-0. Right. We felt like the key was our offense scoring points, keeping our defense rested, not turning the ball over. Winning is great. Getting there's first. You got to get there and get there 3 years in a row. No matter what happens, that's why they call it. But we're there to win it this year.
And tonight the Dome, Class 3A semifinal action. Defending champion Sealy taking on Cuero. Sealy up 7-0 at the half of the strength of this Chris Tate touchdown run. Sealy goes on to win it 17-14. Sealy will play Commerce for the title next Saturday. And undefeated Alto took on 13-1 Refugio in Class 2A action in the Dome. Refugio gets on the board first. Quarterback Ryan Bellows with the touchdown pass to Joseph Bland. But Alto comes back to win it. The final 14-7. Now let's move to college action. Montana playing Marshall for the NCAA Division I AA title today. Thanks to Andy Larson's 25-yard field goal with 39 seconds left. Montana wins its first ever title with a 22-20 win over Marshall. In the NFL today, they played a pair of games, starting with New England at Pittsburgh. And after blowing a 12-point lead, the Steelers rallied for 2 late scores. This Neil O'Donnell TD pass to Ernie Mills was the crowning blow. Steelers win it 41-27. And in the second game, the Saints hosted the Packers. The Saints were the perfect holiday host, allowing Green Bay's Brett Favre to throw for 4 touchdowns. Packers roll into the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. 34-23 is the final. Now to the one Sandra was talking about. Tonight in pro boxing, Mike Tyson fought for the 2nd time since getting out of prison as he took on Buster Mathis Jr. Tyson, who earned $10 million for this fight, made quick work of Mathis. Tyson scored a knockout with a vicious uppercut at 2:32 in the 3rd. That's about $20,000 per second, we figured out. Tyson now 43-1 for his career. Best college basketball played today at Top Rated Kansas, hosting Indiana and Kansas City. Roy Williams had to be happy with what his Jayhawks did in this one. Freshman sensation Paul Pierce scored 21. Jared Haas had a 19. KU tops Bob Knight's Hoosiers 91-83. And the Raycom game we were committed to show here on 11 today, Texas hosted Oregon State, and after trailing by 9 at the half, the Orange rallied in the 2nd behind the shooting of Reggie Freeman. He had 19 of his 23 in the 2nd half. Texas wins 83-54. And tonight, Texas Southern and Coach Robert Moreland's Tigers up at Iowa. Ooh, they were totally outgunned by the Hawkeyes. They fall hard 110-67. Russ Millard leads Iowa with 20 points. In Massachusetts, Texas played top-ranked Nebraska. For the women's NCAA volleyball championship, Texas won the first game, but Nebraska came back strong, wound up winning 3 games to 1 to win the title. I got it all in. That's incredible. Hey, how about that? Of course, don't forget it'll be the Oilers in the Dome tomorrow. Could be the last game ever in the Dome for the Oilers. We'll have a full recap of that tomorrow at 5 and 10.
All right.
See you then.
Matt, I just added up. Tyson's earned $9 million a round now in 2 fights, and he hasn't even had a big fight yet.
Not bad.
Kathie Turner.
Steps in the ring. Go ahead, take your best shot. She comes out
fighting. Let's hear this forecast.
Okay, we were talking about heavy rain. It's still on the way. And tonight the problem is fog. In fact, Matt just mentioned that Captain Bob was out at the game. He had to put the helicopter down in Columbus for the fog being as thick as it is. It's not fit for man or beast. Who would you call on? I guess Rudolph. But tonight we're going to settle for Frosty because this is our Christmas card. And this is from Fione Tolune from Paul Revere Middle School. Great artwork inside and out saying have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Noel 95. We thank you for that great artwork. We, along with Garden Ridge. And I will be back in just a few moments with a damp and dreary and very, very foggy forecast. Don't go away.
You've been holding back all year. Isn't it about time you did something good for yourself? Like stopping by your Chevy Geo dealer during the year-end countdown and getting low 4.9% APR financing or an affordable smart buy on this fabulous Chevy Lumina. It includes great features like their standard dual airbags, room for 6 adults, and powerful V6. And that's just for starters. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can enjoy today. Chevy's year-end countdown ends January 8th.
That's rather personal. How much do you spend every year on long distance?
Could be a small fortune.
More than $1,000. How'd you like to get some of that back?
Certainement.
Say again?
What do I have to do?
Just get Sprint Cents International. Now, on top of simply great rates to countries around the world, you'll get cash back every year you're with Sprint, so it pays to stay.
Really fabulous to get cash back. I would call more often.
I'll go for a vacation.
Cash is good.
What are you going to do with the money you get back from Sprint?
Call for Sprint Cents International. Now with cash back.
The Galleria has over 300 stores, many of which you won't find anywhere else. And that's taking the pressure off everybody this gift-giving season. Some more than others, of course. The Galleria, the best thing that ever happened to shopping.
Uh-oh, I still have to get gifts for Uncle Bob.
The holidays. It's a wonderful time to lose your mind and go broke. But holiday shopping is easy at OfficeMax. Hey, it's the office products and Christmas gifts superstore. There's loads of great stuff, including quality brand names like TDK or New Coat at guaranteed low prices that will make you quite, joyous. So, shop at OfficeMax this holiday and save time, money, and very possibly your sanity. OfficeMax, we go to the max for you.
On Thursday, we were 83 degrees, 82 on Friday, and today we topped out at 80, a mere 15 degrees above normal. We should be about 65. It is warmer than that at 10 o'clock. With light rain, Intercontinental Airport is coming in with a very muggy 69 degrees, humidity 93%. The winds coming out of the east at 9 miles an hour, and the barometer holding steady to 9.89. Now, as we start out by taking a look at what's been happening across southeast Texas on the radar, you'll see some intense showers, but they're all offshore, and they move towards the northeast, some of them in and through the Louisiana coastline. Otherwise, across our viewing area, we've had generally light rain, and it has been moving towards the north at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. I would expect that we'll see pretty much the same scenario overnight. The odds for rain go up throughout the day tomorrow, along with the intensity of the storms. What we have is a front that has gone stationary across the southeastern portion of the state. It's been there for, it seems like, days now, and it's generally the boundary between the warm, moist air out ahead of it, and then back behind it, the slightly drier and cooler air. And we're going to see the storm system, the real big one out to our west, track in this general direction from the southwest very, very low towards the northeast. To the north of that, we'll see snow. To the south, we will see rain. The jet stream will help move it along, but it's moving very slowly. So I would expect between now and Monday, we will see the ongoing chance of rain, and not until late Tuesday will we start to see some breaks in the clouds. And as we take a look at the clouds in motion, take note of what's happening out here in the southwest. That's that area of low pressure. That's why you're seeing the counterclockwise swirl in the air. This is deepening, and as it does, it will continue its influence on our weather as it intensifies the showers and the thunderstorms that we're expecting throughout the day tomorrow. Now, this is where the shower area is for tonight and for the overnight period. And out to the west, you can already see that they're calling for not only snow, but possibly blowing snow, in some areas receiving heavy snow. Also, generally to our north, we're looking at that kind of winter mix that's no fun to drive in, but it's really not coming down in the form of snow. Some of this is sleet and some of it's freezing rain. And then up in the northeast, well, this is where it's feeling like Christmas because it's light snow and it's beautiful and they are loving it. For us, well, I think we're probably going to be on the wet side for a while. The front that's in the vicinity now, stationary, is going to be pushing towards the north as a warm front. And as that happens, the system out to our west will be creeping in, and we will see showers out ahead of it, probably all along East Texas up through the Plain States, and the snow will continue on up through the northern plains. How about the 6 to 10 day outlook? Well, this will take us right up to Christmas. Temperatures below normal. That's a nice thought, and I think we'll see that in the long-range forecast. Let's take a look at it. We're going to start out with overnight conditions, increasing likelihood of seeing rain through the period and throughout the afternoon tomorrow, a 70-degree high. Hopefully, that'd be 10 degrees cooler than today. And then by Thursday, imagine waking up to 36 degrees and a 58-degree high, actually a little bit below normal. Well, that puts us in the right holiday spirit with the right kind of weather. We just have to get through the remainder of this weekend, which I tell you, is going to be wet. Eventually, we will get there.
All right. Well, it looks like the weather's going to be just right for Santa by the time he arrives for Christmas. Santa had a lot of help today as he distributed toys to some needy kids in Houston's 5th Ward. Our own Matt Musil and Kathie Turner played elves to about 200 boys in the 5th Ward enrichment program. The youngsters couldn't wait to get their hands on 90 giant Christmas stockings that were stuffed and donated by the Kroger grocery store chain. Tucked inside the 4.5-foot tall stockings, everything from Power Rangers figures to Monopoly Junior board games. And to top it all off, some Christmas carols from the Mind Over Matter Quartet, which was minus one singer, making it a trio.
Yeah, I hear they sounded good with just 3. That 4th guy may want to show up next time.
You're right.
Up next tonight, bringing holiday cheer to some disabled Houstonians. Stay with us.
The holidays are almost here, and there's so much left to do. You can get this value pack of 300 mini lights on sale for just $9.99 this week at Walgreens. Your choice of Great American train sets are just $29.99 each. And your little elves will love the realistic action as Farmer Bear sings Old MacDonald. Just $19.99 at Walgreens, Santa's Christmas store.
The holidays are a time to count our blessings and make our dollars count for more. More for less. That's why I count on Kroger. For more service, more of the holiday treats my family likes to eat.
Like cooked smoked ham, butt or shank portions, 79 cents per pound. And refreshing Coke Classic, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $1.99.
They say it's better to give than to receive, so I give my family the best. From Kroger. Kroger, where it costs less to get more.
I believe people today are tired of large, unfriendly banks.
I want a bank that understands my needs.
They're looking for a smaller, more flexible bank.
I want instant cash. That's why I like Break the Bank.
No paperwork, no credit check. Just scratch off a winning ticket and you can get up to $30,000. And with Break the Bank, you never have to pay it back.
We may be small, but with over 20 million winners, we can serve all of Texas. For everything you want in a bank, play Break the Bank.
Hundreds of physically and mentally challenged people were entertained at a banquet tonight in their honor. There was entertainment and plenty of hot food served by volunteers. This was the 6th year that area community service workers and Hear O Israel International sponsored the event. The groups invited more than 400 area people who suffer from disabilities to this celebration of Christmas and Hanukkah. They say it's just their way of bringing a little more joy into the holiday season.
I wish it could happen all year round.
Yes, that's a real nice effort. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Monday morning on 11 News at 5:30.
Ever wonder what it takes to put up all those pretty downtown lights? I'm Annette Gonzalez. We'll talk to the man who gives Houston its holiday shine Monday morning at 5:30. Hope you'll join us.
Houston, you put in your 2 cents worth.
And 2 more and 2 more.
Enough to build a great place for kids to play. I'm Steve Smith.
I'm Marlene McClinton. Thanks to you and Houston Cellular for participating in the first annual Pennies for Playground.
It's what the spirit of Texas is all about.
In the spirit of Texas, happy holidays, everyone.
It's brutal. It's vicious. It's time for Giff Nielsen's Bullseye.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to our program. Let's talk a little bit about the Oilers. What's happening in the patch? Steve McNair. Steve McNair. We want to see the kid start. Last week came in the second half of the game for over 200 yards. 1 touchdown pass to a very costly interception late in the game, or things could have been pretty rosy for this young man. But he's going to have a chance to start against the New York Jets tomorrow. And let's start with you, Houston Chronicle columnist Dale Robertson. Your thoughts on Steve McNair, and did the Oilers wait too long, I guess?